Thank you for joining us for this half hour of RTN News. I'm Rachel Williamson.
And I'm Lauren Rotella. We're here with all of your updates from this week, but first, let's get started with your local news.
New Jersey astronaut Scott Kelly is returning home from space today. He will be departing from the International Space Station a little after 4 p.m. this evening. His arrival will be in Kazakhstan around 11:30 p.m. along with his 2 Russian cosmonauts. It has been almost a year since Kelly has felt the Earth's gravity. He created a new record for time spent in space by an American. He also grew space's first flower and edible vegetables. This was definitely a huge milestone in our attempts toward a mission to Mars.
A 7-year-old girl was killed in a hit and run on Monday night in New Jersey as she was walking to school. It was a black Chevrolet that struck the girl, which severely injured her as well as her mother. Surveillance footage from the scene shows the driver getting out of the vehicle, looking at the girl and the mother, getting back in the car, and then simply driving away. The 2 people were arrested for the crime, but their identities are not yet available. The young girl was taken to Palisades Medical Center, where she was then pronounced dead.
Philadelphia has become the city with the highest adult smoking rate at over 22%. And now the home of the Philadelphia Eagles may be enforcing restrictions. Health officials are meeting with the Eagles to discuss smoking at the link. There's been recent attention directed at the leniency of the 200 level of the stadium, where visitors have been seen blowing smoke around signs that clearly state no smoking. And with approximately 70,000 seats in the stadium at risk, it'll be interesting to see what happens when the smoke clears.
Delaware is featuring a fundraiser with a twist. Females are using their own money to help the Special Olympics. Inmates of the Baylor Women's Correctional Facility were given the chance to purchase Little Caesars pizza. Part of each purchase was then donated to the Special Olympics of Delaware. Organizers stated that 290 pizzas were sold so far and that the total amount raised is just about $5,000 for Special Olympics of Delaware. But luckily, preparing for sports won't be so difficult now that our temperatures are rising. It's starting to look a lot like spring, so let's turn to Shanti Pittman for your 5-day forecast.
Thank you. Today is partly cloudy with a high of 57 and a low of 49. It is expected to be windy tomorrow with a high of 57 and a low of 26. It looks like it will not only remain cloudy all week, but we do expect to see a chance of snow on Friday with a high of 40 and a low of 27, and a chance of rain on Sunday with a high of 46 and a low of 32. I feel like we just can't get rid of this snow.
I know, but it's getting a little bit warmer. It's spring break's coming up, and you probably don't even have to leave now to get warm weather.
We're already halfway through the semester.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get there. Spring break, all interesting stories coming back.
Yeah, right? All right, well, coming up after the break, Summer will have your latest in entertainment, so don't go away.
Getting closer to nature can get you closer to your family. Go to discovertheforest.org.
That's low, that's low. That's low and below. Look, he's blushing. Seriously? This can't be happening. This can't be happening.
Of course it's not happening. Armored car. Listen, having money isn't about luck. Make your own coffee, save $1,000 a year. Feed me. Feed the pig.
Oh, throw Summer.
Now with an entertainment update, here's Summer.
Ken Burns returns to Rowan University for the President's Lecture Series. The filmmaker spoke about his career to an audience of students and faculty on February 29th in the Flieger Concert Hall. David Bianculli, a professor for radio, television, and film, led the interview and took questions from students about the filmmaker's career. Burns' films has earned 14 Emmy Awards, 2 Grammys, and 2 Oscar nominations. The Office of Student Activities hosts its first Black Light Dodgeball Tournament. The event, which is held in the Recreation Center, will be a night full of music, energy, and competition. The tournament starts on Tuesday, March 8th at 8 p.m. until Wednesday morning at 7 a.m. Students can register online through IM Leagues starting now until the event. Each team has to pay $10 and are required to wear all white. Rowan hosts its 5th annual Mustache March. The event, which benefits the American Stroke Association, will include a march around campus, a mustache competition, and other fun-related activities. Stash shirts will be available in the Student Center for $10, and all proceeds will be donated to the organization. The event is on March 1st at 5 p.m. and is free for all Rowan students. This year marks the 188th PHS Philadelphia Flower Show. The annual event at the Pennsylvania Convention Center opens on Saturday the 5th and runs until March the 13th. The theme this year will pay tribute to the 100 years of the National Park Service and will showcase a spectacular floral display of all shapes and sizes. Tickets are $15 for children and $27 for adults. You can find out more information at www.theflowershow.com. Now to Samantha Berenberg at Rowan After Hours Coffeehouse.
On Thursday, poetry fans gathered for Rowan After Hours Coffeehouse, where the Asia Project performed riveting poems that left everyone feeling something.
How do I agree when the tubes of your IV intertwines around my throat, strangles my voice, and every time I plead, awaken, sweet sister.
Lyrical Lines opened the night up with several students performing their own original poems. Most of the performers plan on going down to the 2016 College Union's Poetry Slam Invitational, which is being held in Austin, Texas in April.
Smell is the sense most intimately connected to the past, so I can only stay here for as long as I can hold my breath. Now I cannot strike a match without feeling lost.
Along with poetry, there was pastries, coffee, and tea, which were available for students to snack on. If they were one of the first 30 people who came, they could even use the mug that they were given. There was also a DIY pinecone owl students can make. The main event was, of course, the Asia Project, who came to perform. Asia was the frontman while his brother-in-law, Jolan, played guitar. Asia, who is a cancer survivor, said poems all about his life, including when his sister came out as transgendered.
On the day he turned 18 years old, my baby brother reached his hand to the back of that closet, pulled out one of those dresses and said he was no longer going to hide.
And, along with that, his struggles in life.
But still with hopeful voice we shout, praying to be redeemed, if only for a while. They say when life gives us 100 reasons to frown, we give life 1,000 reasons to smile. And
in between hard-hitting poems, Asia would do some comedy to assure the audience would be thoroughly entertained. From the Rowan University Student Center, this has been Samantha Berenberg with RTN News.
It seemed like those poems were really powerful, some of them.
Yeah, it's surprising, like when you go out to coffee houses, sometimes you expect just your regular music, guitar, but then for some people it gets a lot more emotional out of the crowd.
Talented. It's cool to see that they're going out to Austin, Texas.
I know.
Yeah, that is really cool.
Our students are always doing big things.
Always doing big things. Always doing big things.
Yeah.
All right, well, it was a recap of this morning. A worker died after being crushed by a massive pile of garbage at a Northeast recycling site this morning. The 42-year-old man died after a 2,000-pound mountain of garbage fell on top of him at Waste Management's Philadelphia Material Recovery Facility near the Delaware River around 8:30 a.m. What led to the incident is unknown. However, nobody else was involved or hurt.
It looks like Apple is finally working toward their first Unbreakable iPhone. Unfortunately, this does not include screen protecting and repairs of those sorts. Instead, they're focusing on creating unbreakable hacks. In investigating the San Bernardino shooting, the FBI learned that Apple engineers are able to hack into their consumers' iPhones. After receiving this information, the FBI revealed the possibility of attacks from the Apple creators. Since then, Apple has been working toward creating a software that not even they can break into. So as for the shield from water damage and cracked screens, I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Now we go over to Vina Marie Paizo with our health check.
The new year did start about 2 months ago, but March is the best time to reflect on your New Year's health resolutions you made and develop strategies to stay on track with them for the remainder of the year. Even if you have not made some of these resolutions, it is not too late to start them. February is a great time of the year to take on new beneficial health challenges. Here are 2 great New Year's health resolutions. The first one is to meet with your doctor and figure out which medication, if any, you can eliminate from your life. Find out what you can do to replace the medication and make sure to replace it with something good. Perhaps replace it with an herbal remedy or physical therapy with a 1-year commitment attached. Second, make it a point to switch over from low-fat dairy to full-fat dairy. It will be more enjoyable for you, and it may satisfy the cravings for the things that may actually be unhealthy. The full fat in dairy will balance out the lactose in milk, which is a carbohydrate that is naturally present. That will promote stable blood sugar and also energy. If you're worried about making this switch to full dairy, just watch your portions. Did you know that according to the Center for Disease Control, 50,000 women died from heart attacks in 2014? The American Red Heart Association said that women are being untreated and that it is not just overweight men who are at risk for heart attack. The symptoms of a heart attack in a woman are proving to be much more subtle than in a man. A woman can either be not feeling herself, or a woman can feel several symptoms such as jaw, upper back, or arm pain, fatigue, or heartburn. So instead of being a woman that does not get treated, start heading to the doctor's office sooner rather than later. The AHA reported that men wait about 16 hours to go to the doctors, and that women wait around 54 hours. Surprisingly, women can be less aware of their own health risks and can be passive about their health. Any one of you can be just as easily at risk for heart attack as men are. Keep in mind that the women who are most at risk are women with type 2 diabetes and women with high blood pressure. Upset stomachs are one of the most common annoyances among college students. Cooling down and resting may seem like the best way to cure it, but as you know, a college student's schedule does not always allow for that. Has anyone ever heard of the Brat Diet that is commonly used for children when they have a stomach ache? Well, studies have shown again and again that this can work on adults too. Brat is a bland food diet that stands for bananas, rice, applesauce, and toast. This diet is great because all of those foods have low fiber. The bananas in particular are high in potassium and can fill your body with the nutrients that it needs. These foods, however, do not provide all of the elements for a healthy diet. Therefore, follow the Brat Diet for a few hours until you start to feel better, and be sure to drink plenty of clear liquids.
How funny is that? A diet called the Brat Diet.
Right? And it's meant for kids originally.
Yeah, that's the thing that I love to call my diet whenever I choose to be on it.
Exactly.
It's a Brat.
That's funny that you mentioned that, because I had gotten one of the stomach bugs not too long ago, just floating around at work, and my mom comes up to me and she says, "You need to try this. It's called the Brat Diet." And I'm thinking, what could this possibly be?
You're like, Mom, just another thing.
Exactly. She comes out with bananas and toast, and it was a bunch of carbs. So
Genius.
Loved it. It's great, but it really does.
It does work, right?
It helps. It doesn't make you feel too full. But we're going away. Stay tuned and don't move a muscle. We're updating you on the happiest place on earth, athletics, and more when we come back.
If you drive buzzed, it could cost you around $10,000. You'll face major legal fees, major fines, and steep insurance penalties. You could lose everything. Nothing kills a buzz like getting pulled over for buzz driving, because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Give up on sex, don't give up on birth control either. There are more methods than you think. Find yours at bedsider.org.
Packers, Viking, Packers, Viking, Viking.
Red state, blue state, vegan.
Carnivore.
We come from different places.
Uptown.
Downtown.
Optimist.
We come to different conclusions.
Half empty.
Half full.
But when we live united, we create real, lasting change in the building blocks of life. The education, income, and health of our communities, our families,
united.
Even the person next to us.
Live united.
Real change won't happen without you. So give, advocate, volunteer, live united. Sign up at liveunited.org.
Temperatures are rising, making it a little bit easier to think about spring break. Well, Disney is definitely keeping that in mind. The Happiest Place on Earth has now developed seasonal pricing for park tickets. Disney's Walt Disney World Resort in Florida and Disneyland in California are charging different ticket prices depending on the time of year. The calendar will be divided into value, regular, and peak periods. This plan will apply to one-day tickets, and Disney has noted that the seasonal demand prices are posted in advance and that they continue to commit to exceeding their guests' expectations.
Sportscaster Erin Andrews took to the witness stand on Monday in the pursuance of a $75 million lawsuit. The lawsuit was filed against the operators of the Marriott in Vanderbilt and also her stalker, who had secretly shot nude videos of her and posted them to the internet. Andrews first heard about the videos in July of 2009. Michael David Barrett testified and admitted to taking the secret videos in an attempt to make a profit. Barrett was placed in prison for the 2.5 years following his admittance. He has not made an appearance in court to fight the lawsuit. Jurors are still deciding if the Marriott was negligent in any way.
Are you craving chocolate or chips after your long day of work? Well, it could just mean you're sleep deprived. A new study shows that researchers have found that lack of sleep may lead to increased appetite for unhealthy foods. According to the Centers for Disease Control, 1 out of 3 U.S. adults don't get enough sleep, with a matching statistic for those who are obese. So just a reminder that if you feel your cravings creeping up on you at night, your body just might need rest and to refuel for the next day.
A man from Michigan was a millionaire for 2 whole months before he even noticed. 53-year-old Daniel Chase was carrying a winning lottery ticket right in his wallet the whole time. He claims that he always waits a little while before checking his ticket. He said it lets the dream of being a winner last a little bit longer. Well, now the dream has become a reality for Chase. Him and his wife plan to use the money for home improvements, to share with their loved ones, and to travel. And now it's time to throw things over to Steven Rodriguez for a Prof Sports update.
Thanks, Rachel. This past Friday, the Rowan women's basketball team lost in the championship game of the NJAC tournament 68-62 against Montclair State University. The Profs held a 62-60 lead with 2 minutes and 12 seconds left in the game after a go-ahead layup by guard Anissa Sanchez. The Red Hawks would look to score 8 unanswered points, including 5 free throws in the win. Anissa Sanchez led the Profs with 14 points, while Summer Creeley added 13 points and 8 rebounds of her own. Despite the loss, the Rowan women's basketball team received an at-large berth to the NCAA Division III Championship Tournament on Monday. They have been selected to host the first and second round, and they will face SUNY New Paltz in the first round on Friday, March 4th at 7 p.m. The Rowan men's baseball team were swept in their doubleheader against Randolph-Macon College, 7-0 and 8-7 on Sunday afternoon. The Profs moved their record to 0-3, while the undefeated Yellow Jackets moved their record to 9-0. Rowan will take on Stevens Institute of Technology on their home opener on Sunday, March 6th at noon. Rowan softball team split their doubleheader in North Carolina this past Sunday, moving their record to 2-4. The Profs lost 9-1 against undefeated Emory University and defeated Salisbury University 8-6. Right-hander Ashley Lesh gave up 6 hits and struck out 8 in 6 innings for the win over Salisbury. The Profs will travel to Kissimmee, Florida for their next games as they play their first of 12 games over spring break. They take on Simpson College and Baldwin-Wallace University in a doubleheader on their first day. And now to Cody with the Rowan Hockey.
On Saturday night, the Rowan Profs took on the Ohio University Bobcats from the Prince William Ice Center in Woodbridge, Virginia, home of the ACHA Division II Southeast Regional Tournament. The 7th-ranked Rowan Profs opened up the scoring in the game with a goal from forward Sam Meyer. This will be the lone goal for Rowan. It was a power play goal. Rowan went 1 of 5 on the power play during the game, something they had struggled with throughout the round-out of this season. It will be all Ohio from there, as rounding out the first period, there was a goal from defenseman Drake Drebers in 4-on-4 play as he came up the wing and used a nifty backhand to beat Cody Riley and tie the score at 1. It would stay at a stalemate heading into the first intermission. During the second, a power play goal from defenseman Colin Gustafson in 5-on-4 play gave Ohio the lead. This would be the game-winning goal. Then in the third, 3 more goals from the Bobcats would seal the deal. One from left wing, Nathan McPherson, another from forward Austin Reynolds, and another on a redirection in front from forward Jordan Frossi. Final score 5-1 in favor of the Ohio Bobcats. They moved on to play the University of Miami of Ohio, but unfortunately fell to the Redhawks by a score of 3-1. Those Redhawks will go to the national tournament along with Penn State representing the MAC. They defeated Toledo in their semifinal matchup of the regionals, gaining a berth to nationals. For Rowan, they finished their season with a final record of 17-7-3. Shots on goal totals for the game were in favor of Ohio, 41-31, and Rowan was really never able to gain opportunities to lead the shots on goal category. Rowan is graduating 11 seniors this year, so that ends their career, although Alec Nikolai does have a semester of eligibility left for next season. The Profs really fought hard all season, looked to be in contention during the postseason, but ended up on a 3-game losing streak to round out their season with an early finish in the MAC tournament as well as the Southeast Regionals. They will look to rebuild heading into the 2016-2017 season. Cody Decker, RTN News.
See, what's crazy is that Rowan Hockey is already finished for the season pretty much, and we're already moving on to spring sports. So what is your favorite spring sport?
I'd have to say softball.
Baseball.
Really?
Gotta be baseball.
Anything fun in high school?
I mean, I played baseball, but I wish I played lacrosse. You know what I mean? I think lacrosse is you play
That
lacrosse?
Is such a cool played lacrosse for a year. And
It's a spring
was
sport.
A lot of fun. A lot of fun. So you just get to a lot out
whack
of you.
the stick around.
Yeah.
It's aggressive.
It's aggressive.
It is aggressive.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Get out there and go play.
Yeah. All right, well now we're going to take a look at what Vina Marie Pizzo has been asking students for this week's Rowan Opinion.
Hey, it's Vina Marie Pizzo here with RTN News reporting at the Rowan Career Fair. This year, I'm here reporting, asking students, teachers, even alumni on their thoughts and feedback on the career fair. I'm so excited to hear what they have to say. I am here with Andrew Duffy, the Associate Director of Employee Relations here at Rowan University.
The career fair has been great this year. We have 155 employers, which is the largest employer turnout of the term as well as the year. And so far on the student side, we have over 1,000 students in attendance. And the great thing about that is if we have students show up, these employers will come back next year and hire even more of our students. These events are great opportunities for students to hear about both internships as well as full-time opportunities.
I am here with one of Rowan's seniors, Rachel Robin, here at the career fair. Rachel, how's your experience going so far?
It's going good. I mean, I was hoping for a little more people that are looking for communication majors, but so far so good.
Here with alumni Keith Sapinen. I'm going to ask Keith today. Keith, what brings you into the Rowan Career Fair after graduating?
It's a great networking experience. You come out, you can see all the job opportunities you get after you graduate.
My name is Marissa Miller. I'm a human resource assistant at the Wyandotte Group.
Is this your first career fair with us at Rowan?
No, this is my second career fair here, and I'm enjoying it. There's a lot more volume this time around. I've spoken to more candidates. The parking was great, and the registration process was a little bit easier this time around.
William, I see you're up next for the interview with Lockheed Martin. What are you feeling? Are you a little nervous?
Not at all. I've done this 3 times before, so I'll talk to them, try to make a good impression, and hopefully get a business card.
Where can we find numbers of the turnout?
Yes, later this year, once we do collect all the data from employers and survey the employers, we basically look at it in our office, then we analyze it, and then publish what makes sense for students. Whether that be an actual statistic of which companies we're hiring or our top employers by major, that's what I have to see what data comes back. And probably around May, June timeframe, we'll start pulling that data together.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for all of your information. We're definitely going to use that to spread the word to our students. It's Vina Marie Pizzo with RTN News. Maybe a little bit of a rainy day today, but I cannot believe the turnout that I saw in that rec center. There were so many students, so many people prepared for interviews, so many people with resumes. I got so much feedback, and so many employers are eager to hire. I cannot wait to see what kind of turnout we had this year.
That career fair was busy, man. Everyone was there. Have you ever
feel like
been to one?
I have never been to one personally, but I feel like there's always an insane turnout, and there's so many people that you don't expect.
It's good though
to bump into. I know.
You gotta get your money's worth. You gotta meet as many people.
Have
as
you ever
possible.
been to one?
Yeah, I've been to a couple.
Really?
Yeah.
How were they?
I haven't been to one at Rowan yet. I went to one at community college and all that, but it's cool. You meet some people. There's not a lot for our major, but
yeah,
you know.
I feel like it preps you for the future, which is
right.
definitely
Networking.
helpful. Being in college,
always bring a bunch of resumes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And just prepare for your get your game face on.
You're going online and bringing you.
Please.
Yeah. Well, that ends this half hour of RTN News. I'm Rachel Williamson.
And I'm Lauren Rotella. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next week. Have a great night.
Yeah. Oh, it's a big ring. Sorry. No, I felt bad. I'm like,
that's your ring. Oh, I didn't realize I had two of them. I'm sorry.
Class ring, okay? It was for all the single ladies.
I never got a class ring. I never got a class ring. I always felt like I should have. Yeah, and I got this.